Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Armani.
And I'm Billy.
We are an engaged couple living in Los Angeles, and we thought this would be a great time to not only introduce you to us on this channel, but to show you some wedding venues that we are looking for 2021 for our wedding.
Yep. The three wedding venues that we're considering are Intercontinental Hotel, the Indigo Hotel, both of them are in downtown LA, and the Line Hotel, which is also in Koreatown. Check them all out, and we'll give you guys a breakdown of what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah, also what to expect price-wise, because this stuff gets really pricey.
This is like House Hunters, but it's Venue Hunters.
Yeah, it's Venue Hunters.
Wedding Venue Hunters.
Wedding Venue Hunters. Another thing about this stuff is for our wedding, we are kind of just being positive because we're hoping that the restrictions might lift up next year. Maybe the vaccine will bring a lot of more positivity to the new year. But our hope is to do still a smaller wedding, have everyone get tested before the wedding.
One of the reasons why we like the Line Hotel in Koreatown is because we used to party there all the time, separately and then together.
Yeah.
Once you walk into the lobby, there used to be this huge party. There used to be
huge bar.
DJ.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was crowded. You'd have to wait to get in. Another thing we liked about the place was open air. Open air had this really nice brunch spot. It was in a big greenhouse, and we're like, oh, like having a wedding, reception in there would be so cool. And that's how they kind of marketed the place.
It's pretty. They bring like this, and I'll put a photo up. They put these like green things up for the ceremony. Like they're almost like fake grass, like little separating hedges. Yeah, they put these hedges up, and for us, like when we showed up, we were just like, "Where's the ceremony?" And then when you walk into the place, you realize that the ceremony is actually in the parking lot.
In their valet parking lot.
In the valet parking lot, which is not that bad because if they do put the hedges up and stuff, you can't tell. The only thing I really didn't like about the ceremony is a lot of these wedding packages were like, ceremony is $1,000. At the Line, it's $3,500 just to do your ceremony in the parking lot. They have a couple main spots where they do weddings. One is like a outdoor, it's like a very small, like if you have a micro wedding.
Yeah.
A lot of times they use it for cocktail areas too, for bigger weddings. It's like this little...
But for small micro weddings, you might have 2 chairs on each side. Yeah. And then there's your aisle.
It's very narrow. Yeah, it's very narrow. And then they have a ballroom. Billy is anti-ballroom for the most part.
That looks boring. I don't know.
I mean, you like ballrooms, but like you're like critical of the ballroom. Like it has to be a certain way.
It has to have high ceilings.
Yeah, and it needs to like
and this
wow
one
you.
didn't.
No, it's like this one was small.
And it was just, it felt very tight. The, windows didn't open all the way. It was just 2 doors. Yeah. Maybe 4 doors.
Well, there was 4 doors, but like
it when,
it wasn't
it
super
slides,
bright.
like the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole door slides, the whole glass door slides.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to pay $20,000 for a wedding, I want the doors to slide.
Yeah, but for us, our main thing that we were thinking about this place was open air, because
which is the greenhouse.
Who wouldn't want to get married in a fucking greenhouse?
That's dope. It's a very, very nice.
It's gorgeous. Now the greenhouse is gorgeous, but Billy, break down the greenhouse.
So first of all, there are 2 tables in there that are already set that way, and they hold 20 seats each, so that's 40 people. That's without the whole 6 feet, restriction thing. Yeah. And then they can place like tables around it, which is not as pretty. If I wanted 2 tables set up, I would want like 2 long tables or 3 long tables. But those tables, you can't move them. Yeah, and the bar area, you can't move them. But the biggest con about this place.
Biggest con.
Was that it was $35,000 just to rent.
Just
for the
rent open air.
Yes.
So that doesn't include the ceremony, which is another $3,500. That doesn't include the service charge that you're gonna pay, which, just breaking down right now, service charge basically is like tip for all these wedding venues, and they all pretty much charge the same. It's like 25, maybe you might get 24%, 25%. But you're also forgetting that there's also a 10%, roughly 10% sales tax. So you're spending about 35% extra on everything that you do.
Why they
Or at least
charged us
35.
$35,000 was because we wanted to have the wedding on Saturday night because, Saturday is a more popular day.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have their wedding on Saturday
I don't want to be
night.
inconvenienced.
I don't want to
everybody.
do it on Friday night, which
I
is a lot
I don't even
cheaper.
want to do it on a Thursday. You can save. That's another tip. If you want to go on like a Wednesday and have your wedding, you'll save like some of these locations. You'll save like half.
At least.
They'll be like, oh, it's 25. Oh, it's 10 when you do it on a Wednesday.
But they said on a regular Saturday they would make $35,000, so that's why they want you to book out the whole thing.
Yeah, basically the Line Hotel, we've already talked about the fact that open air is about $35,000 just to rent that place out. However, if you want to do the ballroom, you are looking at $165 per person. This is before taxes and tip, basically, before that 35%. But you would get a 3-hour call bar, which is basically open bar. You would get 3 trays of hors d'oeuvres, a three-course dinner, table wine, champagne toast, and that's all included if you want to do like the, ballroom and basically the ceremony and all that. The next place that we looked at was the Intercontinental Hotel. Right off the bat, the Intercontinental means a lot to me and her. I used to do like a lot of my birthday parties there. So we got engaged at the Intercontinental, so it's very sentimental for us. It's the only place I could trick her into actually getting engaged there, but that's a story for another time. So basically what we like about the Intercontinental is that it has this beautiful view, rooftop view. And if you look at the images, a lot of the images are basically just having a ceremony on a rooftop, which is kind of hard to get in LA.
The thing is, the big ballroom, they wanted 100 minimum guests, which we had already cut our list down to 70 people. Which is a minimum of, just to give people context, that's a $17,000 minimum. So for 100 people, they're basically saying, hey, you have to spend at least $17,000, just breaking it down. So, but that doesn't seem so bad because that's about $170 per person.
So you get 5-hour call bar, which is open bar. You get a dance floor, the ballroom,
hors d'oeuvres
hors d'oeuvres. You get like 3 trays of something like that, 3-course menu.
All the same thing.
And you get the ceremony up on top of the rooftop, which is like pretty ballin'. So the next place we're talking about is the Indigo Hotel, which I will be honest, the Indigo Hotel was like last on the list for us to look at places, but I was very surprised at how great the place is. And it wasn't like it's a hotel I wasn't aware of. It's just there's so many hotels in LA. There's so many venues in LA, you get overwhelmed. So the Hotel Indigo, when I first thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, what about that spot? And I was very, very surprised by it.
So it's a very, very nice hotel. The lobby may be a little small. It's not very, very small, but don't let the lobby fool you. There's this grand staircase. It's made out of glass, and that's where usually the bride will walk down. That's her grand entrance, and I thought that was amazing and very, very unique.
And dangerous.
And dangerous in heels.
Oh my god!
So that's
so
like kind of
dangerous.
made me cringe a little, but I'm probably gonna have a couple shots in before I walk down the aisle.
That's my problem is like I know that like while they're getting dressed and getting makeup and everything, they're gonna probably be doing shots and all that, and then her drunk ass is gonna walk down those stairs. But if you fall, what we gonna do? We gonna do it again?
We're gonna do it again.
She falls.
I'm gonna tell the camera
I'd be like,
guy.
everyone start over.
I'm gonna tell the camera guy, cut, delete. I'm gonna come back down there. All my guests, please be surprised again.
Be surprised again, and then
we're gonna redo the
I'll
footage.
be like, everyone rewind. If she falls again, we're gonna keep going until she stops falling. So you basically have the ceremony. You go down the stairs and you have your ceremony in that hallway. It's really cool. You get like glass windows. A lot of natural light comes into that room. And it's a really cool room. You can do a cocktail hour upstairs in like a lounge area, which is a little like rooftop looking. Or you can do a cocktail area inside that room in the hallway where you do the ceremony. But what's really cool is I really like the ballroom. I don't know if Billy was really into it.
It was okay.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Not bad.
To go from that ceremony area and you just walk and go right into the ballroom. The ballroom is way bigger than the Line Hotel.
Nice.
And
There's
the
like
lighting's
lights.
better.
You can like change the color of the light.
To any color you want, which was really
The
cool.
dance floor, the space was huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And it was a very, very nice hotel.
Yeah, it's a very nice hotel. And the guy that helped us out, Craig, was really great. He basically was like trying to work with us, which I really appreciated. Right now, there's a pandemic, and like the fact that we are kind of up in the air trying to see if we can get married next year. And as a hotel, you're probably thinking the same thing. Can we actually legally book you next year? So he was very, very, really relaxed.
Lenient, yeah.
He was lenient. He was just telling me, hey, man, I got married, and like this is what you should do, and this is what you do, and if your budget's this, let's work with it.
All of the venues said that we didn't really have to put a deposit down.
Yeah.
They would reserve the date for us, but when the time came closer, they would ask for a deposit.
Yeah.
If there was any type of
Government interference. Or shutdowns, anything
limiting
COVID related,
parties,
basically.
they would not charge you a dime.
Yeah.
So if you are a couple looking for a wedding venue, I say right now is the time to do so.
Yeah.
Because one, some of the places are giving you very, very good deals.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of desperate.
It's true. They are.
Later on when this pandemic is over and you start to look for a venue, it might be too late because they're like, no, everybody's trying to get their wedding in now.
Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, you can lock down a price. Like if you lock down a price now and then they start opening up in the next couple months, they have to honor that price.
So if your friends and family also want to stay at the hotel that you're booking, they'll give you a discount for everyone, if you book over 10
rooms or something like that. Yeah.
So, encourage your friends and families to stay at the hotel so that they can avoid the DUI.
Yeah.
We don't want anybody getting hurt.
At the moment, we're not 100% sure which ones we're going to go with, but you can follow our journey. We're going to obviously have a wedding or die trying. So eventually you'll be able to see that. I'm Armani.
And I'm Billy.
And hopefully you'll subscribe to this channel where we'll be talking about travel, fun, and just all the cool adventures we do. And we will see you next time.